Hello everyone, this is my review of the Dan Wesson Specialist in 9mm. This was my 1,000 round review of the pistol. I noticed on YouTube that there is not a whole lot of reviews on this specific handgun, and I just kind of felt like it needs some more exposure because it's a pretty nice gun. I have 1,000 rounds through it so far. Out of those 1,000 rounds, I've shot about 650 rounds. The original owner put somewhere around 300 rounds through it for the break-in period. The break-in period for this pistol, as stated in the owner's manual, is basically it's a 300 round break-in period, and you shoot 50 rounds, clean it, shoot 50 rounds, clean it until you get to 300. I guess what the purpose of that might be is, when you're breaking the gun in, there might be some small metal shavings and things like that, so they want you to shoot it for 50 rounds and clean it and do that until it's 300. So I have about 650. The original owner has about 300. That would come out to exactly 950, but I'm assuming that I might have shot a little bit more than that. I'm assuming the owner might have shot a little bit more. In that time, I've only had, so in my 650 rounds, I've only had 2 malfunctions. Again, 1,000 rounds to the gun total. Me personally, I've had 2 malfunctions. Those 2 malfunctions, one was strictly ammo related. It was Remington 115 grain UMC, which I think has a reputation for being crap. And basically what happened is the brass case, had a burr on it or something, and when it went to go get chambered, it just shoved the brass, kind of marred the brass on the side of the case, and it was kind of just like that. The best way I can explain it is that particular round, there's no way it could chamber because the brass had been deformed on the side because of some type of burr or something. The only other malfunction I had from there, the second malfunction, was basically just a failure to feed. It ejected the round, went to go feed the next round, and it didn't feed, and I think as soon as I racked it, it was fine. So other than that, it's been flawless, shoots great. So first things first here, make sure it's unloaded, so take the magazine out. And I do keep my guns loaded, so that's why I want to make sure to unload them. Just so you guys know what this is I think it's Federal 115 plus P+. It's the 9BPLE. I like this stuff because it is about 30-something cents a round, and it has a good track record of doing its job. And if you accidentally shoot a magazine of your self-defense loads, you didn't accidentally shoot $15. You only, shot a few dollars because it's only 30 cents a round. So the gun, it comes with a polymer bushing wrench. I haven't had to use this bushing wrench for disassembly. It comes with 2 magazines. One note on these magazines is, you might be able to see this in the video. You might be able to see what the inside behind the base plate's a little bit tore up. That is because this magazine, just the way that plastic is, can tend to over-insert. So I didn't get it to do that time, but if you are really slamming that magazine in there, it did it. There you go, right there. So I didn't really, not hitting it that hard. I'm sitting behind a camera, and I got the base plate to shove up past the frame. And this, some people say, well, that's not possible. Well, it's not really possible in a double stack pistol, but in a single stack pistol, that is possible. So now when we go to rack it, it won't. It's locked. You can't do it. So that's one problem. So you see, I just took some energy to shove it off of there. So these are, the magazines themselves, as far as the function, they feed very reliably, but that base plate is a problem, and the Wilson Combat base plates will not fit on this. You have to figure out what is the proper base plate. So if someone from Dan Wesson is watching this video and they want to comment below what base plates will work for this, that would be great. But the Wilson Combat mags don't have that problem. I think there's no gap. There's really no gap in there, and it's a much harder plastic, so it doesn't bend away from there. And of course, to eliminate that problem, you just get mags with like an aluminum base plate or a steel base plate. So as far as the gun, I really like it. I mean, of course, it is very, very, very smooth. Dan Wesson is they're not using any MIM parts. They're using all forged parts. I think one way that they cut down on the cost is they're not manufacturing all the parts. They'll get some of the parts from other companies, but they all are forged parts and they're hand fitted into the gun. It's got really nice checkering up front. That honestly, some people say so with the front and back checkering, that I feel like that's perfect. Some people say these G10 grips are a little bit too aggressive. I like the gun, honestly. I mean, it's really nice and grippy. It feels really nice in the hand. You know, if I was gonna carry this gun, I typically carry appendix, so I mean, I'm not gonna carry a 1911. I mean, this is a nice gun, but I'm just not gonna carry a 1911 appendix and sweat on it all day. I mean, that's what my Glock is for. This is just a nice, you know, Sunday church gun or grilling gun, or fun at your, you know, show it off to your friends, shoot at the range, shoot competition, something like that. But for me, it's not a carry gun. Not saying this gun isn't reliable, just not a carry gun for me. I did go with the stainless steel model, just because I just didn't feel like the extra $300+ for the black was worth it. I kind of figured I could buy the stainless and I could pay somebody $200 or $300 to do whatever finish that I want, rather than just paying $300 for black. One thing to note, and this might be hard to see, but like with the safety, you can see where the safety is rubbed on the frame a little bit. That right there, that looks like a heavy scratch. It's black, you know, like carbon buildup or something like that. But there is just a little bit of that black line you're seeing is not a scrape in the frame. That's like carbon that I can't get out. But you can see where the safety wears on the frame, back and forth a little bit. Here you can really see it. So that's shiny, where you can see the trigger right here where it's worn a little bit, especially on this side, because again, I'm a right-handed shooter, and so when I'm going to press a trigger, I'm going to have a tendency to shove that to the left because my finger's coming from the right side. So that's why you see that little bit of wear on the trigger there. I do maybe have the faintest little idiot scratch. You can kind of pick it up a little bit, idiot scratch. That scratch is like, it's like a mark on the bead blasting. It's not like I ground down the frame or something. I barely drug it across there, and because it's bead blasted, then it tends to show more. But again, my opinion, save the $300 and get the stainless one and pay somebody to do whatever you want them to do with the pistol. I really like these sights, the Heine straight 8 sights. I find when I would go to do like shoot a target, that I would have a lot of vertical stringing, and that's because I would tend to bury the front dot into the sight a little bit too far, so it should be lined up right about here, right at the top. I would tend to bury it a little bit, so it's very accurate, but I would tend to have some vertical stringing, and that's just something I got to work on myself. Safety, very, very positive. The magazine release is extended, but if you didn't point that out to somebody, they might not know. It feels just right. I mean, it's really nice. Magwell, very nice. You can see, obviously, I'm a little bit of aggressive with reloading, so you can see some tiny little nicks. But you know what? I didn't buy this gun to keep it in the safe. I bought it because I wanted a nice 1911 to shoot that actually works. Reason I got this in 9mm is because 9mm is cheaper to shoot, and it's what I carry, and I just prefer 9mm. This gun holds 10+1, which is fine for everything that I would need. Again, I'm not going to carry this gun, but it is nice to have the 10+1 capacity. Nothing wrong with 45. 45 is just, it costs a lot more for not much more benefit, in my opinion. But you know what? Some people hate a 1911 and 9mm, but you know, to each his own. So it's got the ambi safety. Safety is nice, really positive. I don't really understand this, why the safety for the left side is a little bit bigger than this side, even though this would be pretty much usually the dominant hand. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I just wonder why it's not exactly the same. I wonder what the purpose of that is. Maybe they just cut in corners and didn't want to worry about making them the same size. I don't know. I mean, not a big deal to me. The only thing that I can say that I don't really like about the gun is right here when it's on safety. Let me kind of test this here. Yeah, when it's on safe, there's this spot right here catches in your grip a little bit. So when you rub your thumb up here, it's not completely smooth because this is dipped down a little bit. Because when they smoothed it all together, it's smoothed together when it's on the fire position, which again is not that big of a deal. Like this, it feels fine. When it's unsafe, you can feel that spot, and after a days of shooting it, you can feel that little tiny spot right there where it's overlapping just a little bit. But again, what are you gonna do? As soon as you grab the gun, you're gonna pick it up to shoot it, you're gonna put it off safe, and it's not that big of a deal. So when you're shooting, it's not shoving into your thumb. You can see on the grip safety a little bit of wear, which that's just picking up the gun and using it. I mean, I'm not beating the thing around. You can see a little bit of wear on the barrel hood, but other than that, it's got a nice rail for using the lights and stuff. I like that feature. The trigger, very nice. Nice trigger. So just kind of a general overview. Front and back checkering, really nice. G10 grips, really nice. The magwell is nice. This extended butyl is really nice. Safety, very positive. The trigger pull is nice. I like the fact that it has a rail. The ribbed top for taking down glare is nice. These sights are nice. I like that they have a ledge on them for like one-handed manipulations. And these front cuts here are really nice. Everything about the gun's nice. It's been very reliable. I paid $1,200 for this used. So and for $1,200 used, I got the 2 original mags, 3 Wilson mags, a Blade Tech holster, and Blade Tech magazine pouch, and the Wilson Combat flat recoil spring with the necessary guide rod to go with the flat recoil spring. So all that for $1,200 I think was a pretty good deal when this gun sells for over $1,400 brand new and only comes with the 2 mags. So I got it for $1,200 with a whole bunch of extra stuff. Very, very accurate. It's a great handgun. If you're looking for a 1911 with a lot of custom features, I would really, really, really recommend this pistol. I mean, the next grade up from here would be like a Les Bear or something like that, which is going to start at $2,000. You can get into you can get into this pistol. You might not get as good of a deal as what I got, but you could easily get into this pistol for $1,200-1,300. People are selling them on Arms List all the time, and it's just a great gun. If you want a good 1911 and you want something that you know is going to work, this is just a very, 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 very good option. I'm glad I bought it, and it's probably a pistol that I'm going to keep. There's a lot of other guns that I sell that I buy them, shoot them for a little bit, and sell them. But this is one I'll probably keep and hand down to my children. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. I'm going to be posting more videos on this channel, so please feel free to like this video and subscribe for future videos. And thank you very much.